What's up, future fighters? We are back. We are back. We're going to do something a little different today. I received a question, this particular question, about my choice to use GameMaker. So the question was, just curious, do you talk about your decision to use GameMaker in one of your videos? And if you had a do-over knowing what you do now, would you choose it again? So actually, with two questions there. And I actually had not addressed his first question in any of the videos, so I thought I would do that today. And we'll also answer this question as we go as well. So, just curious, do you talk about your decision to use GameMaker in one of your videos? Why did I use GameMaker to make this video, to make this game, Future Fighter? So, I pulled up a background. It was one of the first backgrounds that I made. Was it the first? I think, well, yes, this was the first background that I made. This was a later version of it, a later style of it, and I thought I'd pull it up as a little bit of memorabilia while we talk about the beginnings of Future Fighter. Kind of neat to be playing the artificial intelligence controlling Omega, the other Omega on the right side of the screen, the purple Omega, and I'm playing the gold Omega, getting beat as usual by the AI, which I have named Shadow. And really, that's where it all starts. So why call the AI Shadow? Well, Shadow is my shadow. Future Fighter is built upon the martial arts and sparring experiences that I've had through my whole life. As you can see, I'm an old gray man now, and I started practicing martial arts when I was 5 years old. And I practice on more days than not during the week, and I spar every week with the best martial artist that I know, my friend, and we've been sparring together every week for decades. And I've also sparred, oh my gosh, lots of different styles, dozens and dozens of different people. Just off the top of my head, what I remember is, of course, Kung Fu, which what I'm classically trained in, karate, Shotokan karate, and various other varieties of karate. Even one called himself combat karate, which I don't know. He said it was a military-based version of karate. Okay. Judo, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, boxers, street fighters, you name it. My method was I trained myself and with my classmates, and then I'd go out and spar different styles and different people. And MMA guys, and kind of what I've settled into is a freestyle method myself. I call it the IET, momentum fighting method. Initiate, execute, transition, and it's power generation is momentum based, and sort of all of these experiences, over these decades and decades of practice and sparring and training. I've always had them, and I've always had them while I've played fighting games. I've played fighting games almost as long. Bad Street Brawler was the first fighting game I ever. Oh no, actually it would have been Karateka or Karateka, whatever it was, whichever one it was called. That would have been the first one on IBM. I think I got it. No. And then Bad Street Brawler for the Nintendo. And then everything from there, on up to Street Fighter 2 and the Tekken series, Soul Calibur. And every time I would play those games, I would always have with me my martial arts training. And one thing I always noticed was there were things I wanted to do in the game that I just could not do on the controller with the characters. I couldn't physically, I was thinking, oh, I want to do this based on the way I would approach someone in real life, but the mechanics weren't there. The programmers they didn't program that in, and it's not their fault. How would they know? They weren't martial artists or people who sparred regularly. They were making a game. And so when I set out to do Future Fighter, I knew it was going to be different because I wanted to put those rhythms, the speed, and the movement, and the moves, of course, but the movement in particular, I wanted to put all that into the game so you guys could control it and experience it and have an idea. Of course, it's just conceptual, but have an idea of how a martial artist might approach a fighting game. And so that's where Future Fighter came from. And of course you have to have an engine, a game engine, to do that, unless you're programming it from scratch. And I of course chose GameMaker. And so in the next video, we'll go into why I made that decision. While you wait, go to docbrockgames.com and check out the alpha version that I have of the game so far. You can read about the features that are in the alpha version, the 2 characters that I have motion captured and that are in the game so far, and screenshots with them in it. And then at the bottom, put in your email address, and I'll let you know when the game comes out. And then come back to YouTube. We're going to get more into answering this question. I'll see you then.